Morning, folks. This morning got a soap from Yulay Fresh Tree, and this one here comes in the 2-ounce variety. If I remember, it's 2 ounces. Anyway, that's what the soap looks like on the inside. You can see I've already been into it. This pretty much just like it says here. It smells like a fresh cut pine, and that's, in other words, it doesn't smell like pine sol. The pine is very fresh and doesn't have that kind of smell to it. Got my alum block complete with rubber band here. Witch hazel with aloe. And got the matching aftershave. That's what it looks like there. And the shaver of the day is going to be a Parker 71R. It's got the nice knurling here. There is just a little bit of overhang, not a whole lot, just a little bit, just a tiny bit there. It's a 3-piece design. And the blade of the day is Lord Super Chrome. And I got the lather over here already whipped up in a bowl. This brush has got a synthetic knot. It's made by Colorado Razor Designs. That's what it looks like there in the bowl. Got this whipped up on the wet side of things. Already put a hot towel to the face. Bloom water, worked it into the face. This is, I've had this soap for a few months. Ordered it quite a while back. And been waiting for, I guess you might say, this time of the year to give it a try. Scent wise, I like tree scents, but pine is not exactly one of my favorite scents. But kind of figuring it's probably got a little bit of a different twist to it than what, in other words, I would just get straight off this tree around here, because usually they have a tendency to mess with my allergies just a little bit. It's not real bad, not like honeysuckle, but thought I'd give it a try. Every once in a while you'll read somebody's opinion of their thoughts of their soaps, and I remember a while back reading about, I don't even remember what the name of the soap was, but it was a wood scent, and how they were surprised about the scent. I think what, for me, a pine tree, sometimes it's more the, I guess you might say, the needles themselves as opposed to the wood. It's what, I guess you might say, catches my nose. Yes. Got this one whipped up pretty good. I usually prefer it on the wet side or moist, especially with the shavette. Seems to work pretty good for me. If I remember right, this this shaver, I think the length is about not only 4, it's 4 inches, and I think it weighs near the 3-ounce range. In other words, it might be considered a heavyweight. I did mention in my blog yesterday, talked a little bit about the Lord blades and Derby, in that if you look close enough at a number of different kinds of blades, in other words, for instance, of course, on the back of this package it's going to mention Lord on the back as being the, I guess you might say, the manufacturer, coming from Egypt. And if you look on the back of this package, it says Lord, and these are shark blades. And a number of these blades are, in other words, for Lord, there's a number of them that are made by Lord, but under, might be like Crown or whatever the case might be. Shark. I put a list of them that I believe that was, Big Ben was another one. I found somebody else that had along the same thought process, that wondering if these blades are made by the same people, just in different packaging. And the Derby blades, in other words, you can get the Derby Extra 5 to a pack and it'll come in the green, or you get them 10 to a pack and they're blue, kind of like Feather, same blade, just different color packaging. And Bluebird, Lion, matter of fact, those two are made by Derby, and they seem to be very close to being the same blade. At least when I shaved with them, it did. Granted, I didn't use the same razor, but it just left me with that impression that it's felt like it was the same blade, just different packaging. Got me thinking about it a little bit more. The more I got the Derby blades got me going, then started looking into Lord, because I already knew about some of these. I shaved with the Lord Cool, and I'm under the impression that they don't make them anymore. I could be wrong. Didn't find out a lot of information indicating that, because you know how sometimes razor blades are, there's a good supply of them, so it may be a good long while before somebody starts putting two and two together and figure out that they quit making a particular blade. Excuse me. The Lord Cool, that blade is Teflon coated, and PTFE, I think is how they abbreviate it, and that's Teflon coated, and it shaped really well. Pretty nice blade. At least it seemed to shave well for me. Excuse me. So I'm kind of thinking about getting a 100-pack before, if it's true that they have discontinued making them. I want to get my 100-pack before it's too late. I enjoy shaving with my Parkers. To me, they're pretty good shavers. As you can tell, I've got a few, and I haven't had any issues with the quality of the craftsmanship of the razor. And I really haven't noticed any of them, for me, for my taste, being too mild. I don't recall anybody accusing a Parker of being too mild. Usually their aggressiveness, I think, probably is about middle of the road. Some of them are more aggressive than others. But for me, since I shave with the shave head and that shave feel, kind of used to having the blade there. So sometimes it's a little difficult for me to, I guess you might say, put a finger on exactly where they fit in the aggression scale. There's some of them that, for me, not Parker, shavers, that are aggressive, and there's one in particular that to me is a standout in the way of aggression. is a Gillette old type. That shaver, that's an aggressive shaver. So if you don't like aggressive shavers, don't get a Gillette old type. Now there's say like for instance, Italian barber will have a head, the head and base plate for sale. Pretty inexpensive if you want to, use your own handle. If you've got plenty handles and need an extra open comb head, and that's what you're interested in. It's not quite as aggressive as the Gillette. Very much, in my opinion, shaveable. It's easy to use. But the Gillette old type, though, if you get the original head, in my opinion, that's a different animal. That's aggressive. Trust me, it's aggressive. That shave feel is, to me, it reminds me an awful lot of a shavette. Tomorrow's Friday for me, and I'll today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, I'm sorry. What I'm trying to work up to is that on Sunday I'll do a shavette shave, and I have a Dovo that for years I looked at and really, I guess you might say, did not think that this would be a shaver for me. And in shavette world, a number of the guys have been shaving with a Dovo. With a green insert. The green insert is not easy to find. And that's the insert I'm going to use. Of course, the one that I want to use, that would be the hard to find insert. It's my understanding they're not going to make that insert anymore. And probably ought to give me a couple of more. It'll be the first time I shaved with one like this, and I'll shave with it on Sunday. And the thing that holds me back on that is back when I had tried the Merkur double-edged safety blade and wasn't too terribly impressed with it. In other words, I was kind of concerned that I wouldn't like the blades that Dovo makes for their shavers. And if you've ever priced them, they're not all that cheap. So I am a little concerned about. I was a little concerned about buying it and not being happy with it, plus the weight of the shaver itself. So what I did is I found out that green insert that they've been using, paying attention to the shave of the day postings. In other words, they've been using Persona hair shaper blades, not the mini hair shaper ones that look like injector blades, but the longer ones. And matter of fact, I got it right here. It comes in a box like this. And I'm going to use these blades. That makes a bit of a difference. You know, I have talked about this before, and I thought maybe I did. I have got some weepers right there. I got two, at least two. I felt like I got myself right there. Something about these blades. I've tried these a good long while back. These super chromes. To me, they're not this. Mentioning the same. I felt like they're different than the Shark for some reason, which are super chrome. But I remember last time I used these, I was not, how you say, too terribly happy with them. Told myself not to get any more of them, but I thought that was back at the beginning of me starting to shave, wet shave. So I thought maybe perhaps I need to revisit them. Yep, and there is a wee bit of stinging right there. See if it'll get stops. I think it may have stopped. But boy, howdy is it stinging. So it does happen. It's just been a good long while since I had one quite like that. Boy. Hopefully tomorrow things will go better tomorrow. I may be a little bit more selective on my blade tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, for me, last time I tried these, didn't work so well for me. And I was really surprised because I've tried some of the other Lord blades and they were doing okay, and something about this particular one, I don't know what it is. Even the Shark Super Chrome worked alright for me. I like those blades, but something about these, I don't know what it is about that particular pack. After thinking that, they're the same thing, just repackaged, I don't know. At least it stopped bleeding. Got some aloe here. For me, that's a, when I get, I guess you might say, big weepers like that, makes me go back and rethink, did I do something wrong during the shave? Is it the blade? The blade the whole time felt a little, it wasn't very smooth. In other words, not like a Shark Super Chrome. I say I don't know what the deal is with those. Lord. Like I say, I've tried others and they've been alright. That one there, not so much. I have some buddies at work that use DE blades, so I'll take them up there and let them have that one, see what they think about it. Some people have different experiences. Your mileage may vary, type thing. My mileage there, I don't want to have anything else to do with them. Yeah, I don't like shaves like that. Usually blades don't get very many chances when they shave like that. The last time I remember, if I remember right, it was over here on this side, is where I ended up with several weepers, smaller ones, not quite like this one here, but several, which is a problem spot. But for me, that's my telltale sign on a blade. If a blade's working well for me, I don't get them there. Or if the shave went well, in other words, I didn't put too much pressure on it and all that sort of thing. Yes, this is, like I say, it doesn't smell like pine sol. It does have the pine scent, but it's more of a clean, crisp scent. Not like pine sol. I remember somebody mentioned about they had one that's what the scent reminded them of, and it kind of put them off, which I understand. Pine sol's not a pleasant smell, in my opinion. This doesn't smell like pine sol to me. My wife uses it from time to time, so in other words, I have a good memory on what it smells like. It's just a really fresh, crisp scent. Kind of like what you would expect in the mornings. It's crisp, not sharp, but crisp. Trying to come back. It'll stop here in a moment. At any rate, so you see it does happen. I don't always get the smoothest of shaves sometimes. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.